All right, fuck it. No prep. Let's do it. Sure, I've read all that stuff. I'm too old for this. I look disturbingly close to iHypocrite. I'm like iHypocrite if he worked it out. Hey, what's up, buddy? Hey, what's up, buddy?
Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I'm not kidding. I want to have a happy Pride Month.
Yeah, me too. I was saying that I was just kidding because I said just kidding to Happy Pride Month.
Cool. How are you? That hurts. That hurts.
Pinche gente mongola. What you looking at?
Yo, what's up?
Hi, nothing much, and you?
I'm doing well. What are you here to talk about?
Anything.
Anything?
To
Oh,
be honest.
we have feminism and feminist in our mutual like tags. So, are you pro or anti-feminist?
Who is anti-feminist? I mean,
Too many people.
to be honest, if you're anti-feminist, there is something wrong with you. Cause I don't know, but like obviously I'm pro.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm obviously pro too. But there's a lot of people who are anti-feminist.
There is a lot of people that are also stupid. So
Yeah. Okay, that's perfect. Perfect response. That's all you should go with. Nice.
yeah,
All right.
exactly.
All right. Well, I'm
Like-
gonna try to go fight with those people. So you keep doing that. That was an awesome response. You made my day. So
Thank
have a
you.
good rest of your night. Or day.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Are you?
That's
Yeah.
good.
So what are you here to discuss, and what kind of conversations are you looking to have?
I don't know. Any conversation will work.
Okay, so we have Trump as our like shared tag. I put it in there to like argue with Trump supporters. How does that make you feel?
I did too.
Yeah.
I'm not a Trump supporter.
All right, cool stuff. Yes. All right. Have you had any like negative experiences like sharing that tag with some people?
N-word a lot.
I've heard that. I'm so sorry.
N-word. I've been called a whore. I've been called. They said I need to go back to where I came from. Black people are gross. Monkey.
I am so sorry. That is awful.
Yeah, it's okay. Positive people like you make up for that.
Okay, well, hey, for what it's worth, you are super positive and like it's the second you get, I'm like, this person is like super cheerful. Like, so it has not affected you. That is awesome. That is like a strength of character that you should maintain as much as possible. So
Yeah, I just let it kind of slide off the back because, I mean, if you're willing to call somebody the N-word,
yeah,
should I really be mad over you?
what is their life like? So yeah,
Literally.
All right. Well, I hope things go better, and you brightened my night a little bit. So, all right. So
That's good to know.
I hope people are nicer. Okay. All right. Have a good rest of your night.
Oh, hey, I'm a Christian, and I got to be a conservative. I know a little bit about that, but the liberal part, what are they about? Why are they so bad nowadays? Or
Okay. So what is
I don't
bad to
know.
what is bad to you? What does bad mean?
Well, being a Christian, I don't support, the LGBT or abortion, but the liberals are like, we can kill babies, and I've seen people on here like, I eat babies for a living. I'm like, lady with rainbow hair, please be quiet, you
Okay.
sinful demon.
All right. So let's toss the abortion stuff out of the way. So what's wrong with LGBT people?
And Christian, well, the Abrahamic, I'm an ex-Muslim, so they're like, oh, baby kills all the gay people. I was like, stop. But as an ex-Muslim and now Orthodox Christian, what's wrong with it is that, well, being a human itself is wrong. Okay.
Being
We're
human is
sinful.
wrong.
Yeah. we're
Okay.
sinful at
I'm
nature.
just trying to figure out where you're coming from. Sure.
And being homosexual is a result of sin. So the act of homosexuality is the sin itself. Because if we think about pornography, it's not sinning, but if we act upon it, then yeah, that's the sin. Or anything that's straight as well, right? Anything before marriage and things like that.
I'm curious, like before marriage was an institution, because marriage is relatively recent in human history. So did all sex prior to the institution of marriage becoming a recognized thing? Were all of those sins? Were all of
Hmm,
those sinners?
good question. Well, we gotta look back in Judaism because we are a sect of, well, we're a sect of Judaism, but now we're the Christians. Anyway, it wasn't made a moral law until God said so. In lack of a better word, um, so it's basically the marriage is to not so that we can like keep doing that over and over with other people. That's the thing. So you're locked into one person. So and which it should be for all time, for forever. All right, honestly. Um,
Okay,
so we
so
don't defile our bodies with other people.
okay, well, so what about gay marriage? I mean, that kind of takes care of that, right? If you're a man married to another man, you're locked into one person, and just like with straight people, the physical act of sex that produces a child, that's like incidental. That takes all of like 10 minutes. And so, but in the way more important aspect of raising a child is like the actual raising, the 18 years
Yeah.
or more that you put into like giving the child love and supports and all that stuff. And other than the physical act of creating the child, it seems like gay people have all the most important aspects of what a relationship ought to be in a Christian
Hmm.
worldview.
Okay, some of that I agree with. Um, okay, so basically, in the Judeo-Christian worldview, sex is created for the sole purpose of procreation, and it's also a gift of God to be pleasurable. Uh, yeah, and things like it's a gift and a sole purpose to procreate. So, and also it's good for families consist of a father, mother, and a few children, or one, right? Um, so, in other words, a homosexual marriage or a gay marriage, there's two mothers and one child lacking a father figure. Father figures play an important role, very important role.
Oh, of course. But I'm just
And
curious
yeah,
about to like
and so
what.
does a mother role as well.
Oh, of course, but I'm curious what that role is and why it's locked into, let's say, chromosomes. Like, what can a mother do other than the physical, like breastfeeding? What can a mother do that a father cannot? So, because oftentimes what I hear about like the mother's role and the father's role, these are just
Hmm.
good things that parents ought to do. Like a mother's supposed to be empathetic and
Right.
caring to her child. Well, so
Well, if you
fathers
look
should
at
be that
this,
too.
hmm actually, a lot of women, actually, if not all, it's not all, but definitely women in general, want a man to provide for the family.
What about
Because
women who
if a
have
woman is
careers?
doing, well, obviously she would need a high value man as well, not, something like that. But in other words, like, without a father figure to raise up a child in a way that they should be, that they'll never depart from it with God, they need their father, they need their mother. They don't need two mothers, they don't need two fathers.
I'm still wondering, like, what can a father do that a mother cannot? Like, what role does a father play that a woman cannot
Good question.
provide?
It's I'm trying to think of like a actual reasonable answer. Um,
How about like some
so
traditionally masculine roles? Like they can teach you to be
sure,
self-reliant. They
yeah,
can teach you to stand up
yeah.
for yourself.
Yeah, those as well.
Yeah,
I
those
mean,
are
mothers
those
can
are
do
great,
that,
but mothers
but
can absolutely do that, right?
true. Hmm.
And
Yeah.
and like I said, like the motherly qualities, the nurturing, the empathy. I think fathers ought to have those qualities as well. I think it's good for parents, regardless of sex or regardless of gender, to have these good qualities. To be strong, to stick up for yourself, to be nurturing, to be empathetic, to
Right.
care for other
I don't.
people. I think
I
all
don't
those are
think
just good qualities.
mhm. I don't think a mother can teach her son how to be a man.
Well, then that
That's
repeats the question. Like, what does it mean to be a man?
well, provide for your family. Be strong for your family.
Well,
be Christ-centered.
Well, I can only
Um,
well regarding the first two, I can only speak to my own experiences. But my mom was very, very strong for our family. She pushed us through a lot of the worst things that I've had to that our family had to deal with.
mhm.
We lost our house, we lost jobs, we were struggling financially. And my mom was the rock that held us together. And my father did a wonderful job as well. But my mom was really the one who held our family together. And that strength is something that
Hmm.
I felt like made me more of a man because I drew from those qualities as well. As far as like providing for your family,
Hmm.
I think it all comes down to like who has the better career option. Because for whatever it's worth, so I definitely support LGBT people, but the traditional family structure of like one person stays in the house and cares for the kids and one person provides, economically, I don't think that's a bad structure at all. I think that if you can make it work, there's nothing wrong with it at all. I just don't
Hmm.
see any intrinsic qualities that says that the woman has to be the one to stay home and the man has to be the one to provide. Because women can be
Well,
incredibly intelligent, they can have great
yeah,
careers.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, we don't think less of women. No, what are we? Uh, Muslims? I'm an ex-Muslim, so I can say those jokes if I want
Sure.
to.
All right, go ahead.
But basically, it's what God intended marriage to be, for a man and a woman, and sex for beats for a man and a woman,
Do you think that
for the sole
society
purpose of procreation.
do you think that society should not encourage, but do you think like that we should have a society in which it's built around like God's law? Like if someone is
Hmm.
not a Christian or not a Muslim or not religious, ought they be tied down to the rules of a religion to which they do not belong?
I believe. Do you live in the United States or
Sure. Yeah, I do.
in America? I believe it was one. Well, slavery. That's a bad thing. Um, don't blame it on the Bible. There's something called a slaves Bible, by the way. That they ripped out verses condemning slavery, but it was up to the true Christians,
Yeah.
to abolish it. But if we had a true Christian country, I would love that, like a Christian state university.
Well,
Or
sure.
no, wait, not university.
No, I get what you're saying.
United States.
Well,
Um,
and so I'm not religious at all, but I do very much support religious people to be able to practice their religion in the way they see fit. And I would condemn any law or any practice that tried to impede on that. Now, I'm just wondering, like, is that reciprocated? So if someone who is not religious
Oh,
wants to
okay.
live their life in the way that they
So
want, as long as
in
it's not hurting anyone
Christianity,
else.
right? In Christianity, we go off the life, teachings, death, and burial of Jesus Christ and resurrection. So his teachings say, "Judge not, or else you will be judged for on that same accord." Right? And we're not okay. Let's pretend we live in a Christ or Christian nation, right? 100%. A non-believer is not going to be tied down or is not going to be persecuted for not believing, like Islamic states, or having another thing. We're actually going to sit with them, talk with them, and not sin with them. We will be like, hey, look, sucks to be. Not
It
really,
sucks to be you.
but
So
just
what
like,
happens in your
hey
what
man,
happens
it's
in your
okay. We love you
ideal
still.
yeah, what happens in your ideal Christian world if you do get a chance to talk to LGBT people, to gay people, to trans people and what have you and say
We
and
see
they
them
still
as
say,
image of God.
okay, but what if they say, well, that's fine, but I don't agree and I'm going to live my life the way I see fit. Not in the image of
Then
God.
we'll 100% say this. Find out we should live and decapitate them. No, we're not gonna do that.
Okay, hopefully. I'd hope not, right?
We're
Doesn't
Christians,
seem very
dude.
Christianly.
We can do is like this is what I would usually say, being Orthodox. Look, I pray that you do come to Christ. God bless you if you make that decision, and then we'll just talk about the weather or something. I don't know.
Hey, that's actually a really good approach to do things.
Honestly, because we're not forcing anything on them, or else they won't worship God out of love, but with fear, right?
Yeah, so there are lots of like gay and trans Christians, right? So there are churches that are
No,
very
we don't
inclusive.
refer to them as gay. If a gay, they might have homosexual temptations, but a lot of them don't refer to want to be gay anymore because they say,
Oh no, but I mean,
they
a
put
lot of
that
them
behind
do.
them.
A lot of people are very comfortable being gay, being trans, having queer identities, and also being Christians, and they practice, and both of them are important to their lives. They view
Well,
being
if they want to
Christian.
be true Christians, they have to acknowledge that homosexuality is a sin. So is lying, stealing, obviously
Well, yeah,
bad
but you
things.
can
Right?
point to say like lying and stealing hurt other people. Being gay doesn't.
It does hurt yourself.
It doesn't hurt
That's
other
what we
people.
believe. It could actually,
How?
like diseases and things like that.
Okay, what if it was still
HIV
being
and-
straight can hurt other people too? But if let's say gay people who have no diseases, no STDs whatsoever, they love each other, they get
Well,
married.
the act of homosexuality is a sin. That's what we believe.
Okay,
So
but
they
so
can't
is
do that. And
so the common refrain from this, and you'll hear this a lot, is like, well, so is planting two crops in the same field. That's also a sin. It's put on the same level as like homosexuality, or wearing cloth with two different threading in it, or two different plants. I can't remember
Right.
the exact thing.
Oh no, that's taken out of context. So that's specifically given to Jews or Israelites for a certain amount of time and period. If you actually read the next couple of chapters, Jesus says, "I did not come to abolish that law or the law, but I came to fulfill it, so that we don't have to." And he
Okay,
put
why
his
doesn't that
life
apply
on the
to like gay
cross.
families?
No, because Jesus specifically said the Apostle Paul by Jesus said in 1 Corinthians chapter 6, the act of homosexuality or men who practice homosexuality will not inherit the kingdom of God. That's called sexual immorality. So they might be gay and they might struggle with it, and we're not going to make fun of them for that. That's evil. That's sinful. If we're homophobic, that's a problem. American Christianity is homophobia, right? Especially
To the T, right?
Baptist. Southern Baptists are a little too cruel.
Hold on,
But,
hold on. You gotta work on your Baptist impression. The way you do a Southern Baptist impression is that you get louder at the end and you end in It's like, this is how Southern Baptist talks, and then they put all their emphasis on the end.
Oh.
Okay, I'm just helping you out. Okay.
Thank you. But geez, were you Southern Baptist?
I was raised Southern Baptist, yes.
Oh my goodness. Wow, that's great.
I'm also super
so-
gay. Okay, you know what? That certainly was an experience. I think that's got to be it for me.